Attack the enemy! Victory is ours!
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for some more War Thunder middle tier French tanks gameplay. This is a battle on 38th parallel from the 2nd of February 2018. And as you may have gathered from the title, I'm going to be a bit critical in this one. However, from the start of the video, I feel like it's really important to make the distinction and point out that I'm not attacking this person directly, but this gameplay style. So when I say don't be this guy, I don't mean this guy. I mean don't be the person who does this kind of thing. I hope I've made that clear. It is obviously one specific person I'm going to be talking about, but it's far from the only time I've seen this style of gameplay, and when we get to it, you'll see what I mean. At any rate, we pick up action as we're heading in towards the B point. We've got a pretty fair amount of team heading in towards the C point, and some guys that either late spawned or are just taking their time getting going towards the rest of the B and A point there. So I'm rolling in behind this AMX-13 SS-11, and I realize I'm not going to make it through to help him with the capture. So instead, I'm going to detour slightly off to the left here and head up for the Overwatch position up above B, and we'll go to there. Now, the DVR actually, this battle actually took longer than the DVR did, so right about here we should switch back over to the actual live gameplay. How'd you like that little transition, huh? Yeah, that was nice. And we'll get back up to the Overwatch over B here and see what we can do to prevent the enemy from moving in and recapturing it, while our team does move in towards the A point a little bit, and are in the usual stalemate at C. No surprise over at C. So I'm parked in an ambush here. The enemy team starts taking A. That's not a big deal. I'm waiting for anybody to come around this way. I'm actually surprised nobody's here yet already.
Our victory is near.
Our guys seem to have B fairly well covered. I'm going to move in and see if I can finish off the guys at A. And when I take a look over here to my right, what do I see but a Centurion? Now, thankfully, he wasn't really looking, and I got a good hit in on his breach before he could fire. Which, if I had missed that, this probably would have ended very quickly. But my follow-up shot goes through and takes out his crew, and there's the first kill on a set Mark 10, and now let's get out of here before any of his buddies who are coming up behind him get in here and find me and deal a little revenge. Good work by our guys at A. We just lost somebody at B. We're stopping them from taking A and are now taking it back. And I spot somebody else defending the A point here. And right as I get my gun, just moving up on him, he gets taken out by a Tiger, which was fine. A little bit of some scary bombs going there, but thankfully they didn't do anything to anybody. So we finish up the A cap, the enemy team takes over the C cap, and we have successfully held the B cap, it appears. Now, perhaps unsurprisingly, can't quite make it up that steep of a grade. And my gun just can't raise up high enough or fast enough, unfortunately, to get a shot at that plane. However, there's an M18 someplace very close by, obviously, since he just took out our guy at A here with me, but then he got consequently counter-destroyed by the Tiger 2H up above me on the ridgeline, so moving back in over towards... back sort of shading towards the enemy spawn approach towards B, and trying to cut off any reinforcements coming from their spawn to try and threaten either the A point or the B point from over here. That Firefly was begging me to shoot him down. And I really should have there. I just missed the shot. Miscalculated it slightly, but turned around and headed back for the B point since they are now capturing the B point. I could have come in from behind them, but I figured coming in from the side where we've got some actual reinforcements is probably a better idea. So they've taken the B point. And just barely missed him there. I don't know. Honestly, that one felt like it should have hit, but oh well. So we've got enemy tanks all over the place. We've got some light tanks up in the hills that are sitting up there camping. Now you can see on the mini-map, up in the C6 square, here is where Don't Be This Guy comes into play. Watch how long those guys just sit there. I mean, really, it's from now until the end of the battle, literally. That guys are going to just sit up there and not move. Look at the situation on the forward ground here. We need the A point or the B point. We need to hold them both. Now I get a nice shot lined up on that STRV-81 and he gets killed. Fine, so be it. But look at the C point is going to be a stalemate. That's almost a given on this map. It's always going to be that way. Our team is now taking B. But we really need reinforcements from the guys up on the hills back behind us. They're not killing anybody, they're not scouting anybody, they're not marking on the map, they're not typing or talking to anyone. They're just camping up there to farm their own kills, and they're not contributing to the team in basically any way at all. They're just taking up a spot which could be used by a more useful tank. And I'm going to get more and more annoyed by it as the battle goes on, because we really need reinforcements and help. Now, we happen to discover a T-95 up on the hill here, which is fantastic, because he's pointed the wrong way from us, and we can light him up and set him on fire. Unfortunately, I had to reload my magazine right after I got the shot into his engine to set him on fire, but as we're holding the B point now, I'm going to see what I can do to eliminate this T-95, because that's a big old problem. We've got one guy at the A point. And this M41 just never looked at me. Unfortunately, he took out the AMX M4 behind me while I was still reloading. But thankfully, I did get reloaded quickly enough, just barely, to take him out. And now we have an M19 scooting by me while the T-95 is still not destroyed. I get a great shot into his ammo and his crew, which doesn't take him out, just gives me a critical hit. And then the machine guns don't kill out his crew either. So, great. The guys in C6 are still having their picnic there. The T-95 has survived enough to back off down the hill now, and then finally does explode from the fire. So, thankfully, we kept him from taking the B point. But I had backed out enough to try and get another shot at him that they were able to start getting a capture in on B. So I'm trying to chase down the M19 that I'm sure is the guy doing the capturing. Find him over here, and I get hit because I'm now alone at B, and our guy who was alone at A has also been killed. So now we've taken the C point, but we've lost A and we're about to lose B now. And I've got no help, no reinforcements from a whole bunch of guys behind me at my spawn. And I'm just going to get taken out here before I can do anything. Got a great opportunity to kill this M19, but can't do it. So, by now, I've gotten a little annoyed at the guys, and I'm starting to mark and say, what are you guys doing? They're not shooting anything, they're not marking, they're not scouting, they're just sitting there. Because they're hoping to farm kills as people come out in the open. However, we have got a ticket deficit, and we're losing all of our tickets out now. So we need them to adjust their tactics and move forward and join in the fight. And when I see stuff like this happening, where we've got guys going forward and battling, or guys caught in a stalemate battle, like over at sea, is something too. But when you see them over there fighting, and then you see other guys on the team just camping out and doing nothing to help, it starts getting really annoying. I mean, like, for instance, where are they? Where are they right here? 2 guys on our Tiger 2, and there's no shots coming from up above me to my left. Now, how can they not see all this shooting going on? Or now this damaged enemy getting marked up ahead that they should be able to see. No shots came down at all. I mean, I was able to kill the guy because I knocked out his tracks and his driver, or at least his track. And then was able to just keep the gun lined up on him, but where are the shots coming from up there? Those guys are camping, but now they finally kill the M19 with a missile, so there's a slight contribution. But again, we need them to come down and join us in the capturing and the defending of the points now. So now I find a battle barn up there and knock out a bit of his crew and his breach, but he's able to drive down off the hill, and I decided that he's not really worth the effort right now to go after. And his reload is going to be almost a minute, and we need to get the B point taken back. So I don't even mind if the guys want to sit up there on the hill as long as they were scouting or shooting. But, I mean, there's not even any marking happening of, like, the battle barn or anything, with no scouting going on with the binoculars either. So if you're going to sit up on a hill and camp, and you're a scout, get your binoculars out and at least mark the enemy team that you see. Or, you know, better yet, shoot at people, or even better yet, come down and join in the fight. Now, there is a place for camping up on a hill and defending, and that's fine. But this was not the time. We've got 1 guy at each one of the caps that we hold, and our team is losing players. We need those guys to come in and be reinforcements.
Attention to the map! Most of the zones are under control. Attention to the map!
Now, yes, right now we've taken 2 caps back and we've swung the ticket bleed back in our favor. But again, it's not going to end up that way. Spoilers. You can see we've got less players left on our team than they have on theirs, and it's just going to get worse. So there's good work by the Lorraine up above me, knocking out an M41. But again, they're sitting behind rocks and just sitting up in the hills. Please come get involved in the battle, or at least get out your binoculars. At least click on the map. At least type. Say something. Say I just saw a guy of this type of tank and he was here going this direction. Anything. Just sitting there passively, not being involved at all, is just detrimental to the team. Particularly now that I'm getting marked by strafing and we've got somebody taking the B point back from us. And I've got to try and rejoin our Lorraine over there. Now that I had just barely made it to the B point, I mean to the A point, I have to turn around and head back for the B point. And I'm getting strafed, so the enemy knows I'm here. We're losing guys, and we're losing guys, and we're losing guys. Somehow I lose my barrel there, even though I've had the same exact situation where I've dropped a 5,000 kilogram bomb from a PE-8 on somebody, and it blows up just above them like that, and they take no damage at all. But whatever. My barrel is down, and I've got to sit here and wait for the reload, because I can't go into B and retake it from somebody who's able to shoot back at me. Now we're down to myself and one other tank at A, one guy in reinforcement in an SPG finally moving and up forward to us, who was the other guy who's been camping there the whole time. And there's the Antos, who's come up over the top over the B point that I can see, but I can't get a shot at him. And what are our Overwatch guys doing? Well, not shooting him. He did take out the FV-4005 there, but still, we need these guys forward in the battle. They did make contributions eventually late in the battle by killing a couple guys, but it's not the thing that we needed. So I'm trying to hunt down the Antos now, who's threatening above the B point before we can go back and recapture it. I've lost track of him. I have no idea where he's gotten off to because I had to repair for such a long time. Nobody's scouting or spotting. And so now when I move off to go in towards the A point, I encounter an M19. I'm able to take him out, and right as I'm trying to get in and get an over drop shot down on the guy who's capturing the A point, the Antos comes up from behind me, sets me on fire, and is in a great position to just completely annihilate my tank because he knocked out my breach and my engine. So I'm actually able to mark him here with my machine guns, and while I'm waiting for the breach to repair, which is just going to take forever,
Attention to the designated grid zone! Attack the B point!
reinforcements just sitting idle up in the hills on the other side of the river. The SPAA, I can almost tolerate not coming across to help, but at this point, they need to come across and stop the ticket bleed and help us before we lose. We still haven't lost this battle yet. Now I'm looking for the Antos to come up around and flank up from underneath me. He's still here, coming up from behind me. I get a good disabling shot on his barrels, and before I can run away, I get hit by somebody coming up from below me, who also didn't get spotted or marked or shot at or engaged or anything. And now they're taking the B point. And now I'm getting set on fire. And now we have nobody forward of the river who's able to do anything about the enemy because I'm stuck in another long repair. And they're taking all 3 points, and we're just ticket bleeding out. And yeah, oh, by the way, light tanks can also help repair teammates, so all that time I just spent there repairing could have been getting repair help from a light tank and maybe not just sitting here for over a minute and a half in repairs. So please, don't be the passive player who sits back and tries to snipe from the edges of the map and doesn't help the team when the team needs you to be a forward, attacking, participating teammate. Sitting back and sniping is all well and good from the sides or the edges of the battle when the ticket bleed allows it. When the ticket bleed doesn't allow it, like, oh, say, when the enemy team has all 3 flags and our team has less tickets than they do, it's time to stop and it's time to go forward and attack. And I feel like I've probably made my point by now, so we'll go back to just narrating the rest of the battle here. So the ASU-85 has been knocked out, and as I'm trying to get forward across the bridge here, the enemy team is waiting at the bottom of the bridge for our reinforcements to come across. So essentially, at this point, the battle's over. I can't get forward and capture enough points solo. But I'm going to try and get whatever I can get accomplished here by myself. And thankfully, an M26 drives nicely out in front of me. And before I can reload, because naturally the Lorraine does not have an autoloader, I'm getting pinged by a Challenger who's got a faster reload than I do. And as soon as I lost the loader and the reload starts completely over again from 0 instead of, you know, just being slightly slower, I get knocked out from behind by the Challenger. So now there's no point coming back in another tank. It's just bomb time to see if I can get a little bit of research done for the MB-162 and just give this battle up as a loss. Now, my mantra is usually never give up, never surrender, but sometimes it's get what research you can and move on to the next battle. We were in this battle until the last 3 to 4 minutes of it before we really, truly lost it. It's a shame. So we've got somebody marked. Our team is actually capturing C. Good work to the guys who came all the way down off the C point to try and take it back. And I'm going to try and unload all my bombs on the guys I see getting marked here at the B point. And as usual, I just get a hit. Though I did take out his barrel and double track him with the Challenger. Unfortunately, I dropped my entire bomb load to do it, and by the time I can roll back around in on him, it doesn't really matter. It's just a little bit of research. And we lost. So 6 kills, an assist, 3 captures, and a first place. And just doing everything I can do there to try and get the team a victory. And just sometimes you can't do it all by yourself. I was not the only person who captured. I was not even the only person who captured 3 times. There were other players out there capturing, but we could have used more of them in the field, and we very well likely could have won that battle. Anyway, that's all for today. We'll see you guys next time for more War Thunder. Hopefully some slightly more happy and cheerful battles. But at any rate, just a please don't play like that video, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you for stopping by and checking this one out. If you made it all the way to the end, let me know in the description, let me know in the comments. And we'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody.